So as some of you may know, our pollinators are in distress, and that's due to habitat loss, that's due to pesticide use. So one way that we can all help is by being sure to plant native pollinator plants in our own gardens. So as part of the East Quabbin Land Trust Pollinator Pathway Project, I'm starting some of my own native plants right from home this winter. We're working with other volunteers who have also agreed to generously donate some of their time to start these native seeds from home too. So come springtime, we're hoping to have some pollinator plants that we can plant at our preserves and that we can also give away to members of the community. If you're planning to start some plants from seed this spring, you can still do that this time of year. So I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can start sowing your seeds outdoors so that come springtime, you'll have some plugs that will be ready to plant this year. The first method is just using an open container. The second method uses any kind of large plastic bottle. The idea with this method is that having it be enclosed over the winter will allow it to act as sort of a mini greenhouse. Both ways work. I'm just going to go ahead and try both. So first I'm going to take our lupin seeds, which have been soaking in water overnight. Not all seeds have to be soaked in water overnight, so just be sure to check whatever germination instructions you have. And I'm going to plant our lupin seeds using the open container method. So first we're just going to add about 3 inches of potting soil to our container. Next, we're going to take maybe 10 or so lupin seeds. With all of these native plants, they actually do really well when they're planted kind of crowded, so you don't have to worry too much about spacing them out. Next, we're going to cover the seeds with some coarse sand. Not all of these seeds require sand because for some of them they do need light to germinate, so just be sure to double check your instructions. I'm going to cover them with just a little bit of sand. A good rule of thumb is to make the depth of the sand the same as the thickness of the seed, and you'll just want to be sure that you're getting sand that is not treated with any de-icing chemicals. Next, we're going to label. So I've just got a wooden plant stick. I'm using pencil so that won't wash off, and I'm just going to stick it in and kind of push it down into the dirt. Next, we're just going to put a little bit of water over it, and then we're going to take it outside. We're going to put it in a sheltered area, and we're going to cover it with some rodent or cage wire just to keep some of the critters from getting the seeds before they germinate. And that's it. So next I'm going to plant the remainder of our lupin seeds using the enclosed container method. So first thing, you want to be sure to poke several holes in the top and in the bottom of the bottle. That will just ensure that there's plenty of opportunity for drainage and ventilation. And next, you're going to just cut about halfway up the bottle. What I do is I leave it attached at the handle and just cut all the way around it. And what that does is, when we go to duct tape it shut, that just makes it easier to line it all up again. And you can use any plastic container. It doesn't have to be, a gallon container like this. 2-liter soda bottles will also work. And you might find some other kind of containers that will do the job just as well. We're going to put 4 inches of soil into these. So I've got our remaining lupin seeds here. I got 20 in a pack, so I've just got the remaining 10 right here. Again, we really don't have to worry much about spacing them out, but since I've got more room in this container, I'll space them out a little more than I did in the other one. Now, using this closed container method, you don't need sand, and you also don't need the cage wire. So next thing we're gonna do is grab our duct tape, and we're gonna seal this shut. Last step, I'm gonna take some duct tape, I'm gonna put it on the side here, and I'm just gonna label that duct tape. The sun will fade this Sharpie, so another good idea is to use your Sharpie on your duct tape and put a piece on the bottom where it won't be exposed to the sun. And that's our other winter sowing method. So all we're gonna do next is we're gonna take this outside, we're gonna put it with our open container, and both of these containers just stay outdoors until springtime once things start germinating. You should be sure that they're not in the way of any foot traffic and that they're not gonna get knocked over by the wind, so keeping it in a somewhat sheltered area is a good idea. However, it should be exposed to the snow and rain and sunlight and everything that all of the seasons have to offer. So with that, good luck sowing!